Hello my bookish friends, welcome back. I am Elizabeth, this is Reading Riley, and today we're vlogging for the Losers Club readathon. It's happening.
It is now.
Oh, it is now.
Actually, it's day 2 today. I didn't vlog yesterday. I did finish one book. It's 1922 by Stephen King. I gave it 2 stars. I think it was okay. I hope the movie's better. I'm excited for the movie watch. We're about to go live on Ashley's channel, so I'm excited for that. And I'm currently in the middle of Temper by Lane Taylor. So,
Whoa.
is that her name? Did I just make that up? Lane Fargo. Who the fuck is Lane Taylor? Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. Temper is actually the name of the play that these actors are going to be performing in. We are following Kiera, who's an actor in Chicago, and she's had not a lot of success, but she finally gets her dream role in this production of Temper with this director Malcolm, who's also the only other actor in the show. He has a partner, Joanna, and they've been working on productions together for years and years and years. They live together. They have this weird dynamic, this weird relationship, but they're not like together. And Malcolm also has like really interesting techniques. He wants the performances to be raw. The way he takes people there is extreme. And so Kiera is kind of caught in the middle of Malcolm and Joanna. So it's interesting so far. I'm about 40% in. We'll see how that goes. I'm also starting an embroidery. Something kind of witchy. I figure since I'm listening to audio during the sprints, I'll have something to do instead of just staring off like a creep. So yeah, that's the plan. Hello, it's day 3. I have made this much progress on my embroidery, and I am still reading Temper. I'm not done with it yet. I'm still reading it, but I'm so close. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm waiting for something to shock me. I'm waiting for there to be a big twist. There was kind of a little twist, but when I read They Never Learn, my biggest complaint about that was that the big twist was midway through. And so I'm hoping, since I haven't had a big twist yet, that it's gonna be in this last 10% that's gonna kind of shock me. If that doesn't happen, then I'm probably in like a 3-star range, 3.5-star range as of now. There was this whole kind of subplot that felt like it veered away from the story and it felt out of place a little bit. So I'm hoping that that comes back around to reconnect as well. Otherwise, I'm not sure why that was included at all, other than to show how far Malcolm, the director, goes to push his actors. So yeah, we'll see about that. We're going to the aquarium for part of Hadley's birthday fund in Fort Worth. So we're gonna go do that. I'll probably get some footage there. It's about 45-minute drive. So I'm hoping I can finish this audiobook on the way if I'm not too distracted. And then I want to start the first day of spring tonight. I wanna pet her. Okay. You can't?
Last piece. You ready?
Here you go. Is it flamingos? Oh, it sure is. Well, just chilling, man. Just chilling, straight chilling. It is day 4. Tonight is Monday. Tonight's gonna be our movie watch, so I'm really excited about that, but I wanna update you on my reading so far. So I finished Temper yesterday. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It's right in the middle. 3 stars is not bad for me. I do recommend it if it's 3 stars, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. In between reading that one and They Never Learn, I kind of have the same problems with both, or not problems, but critiques. I would say that there are some like structuring plot issues going on. The premise was great. We have Chicago theater scene. We have a director with extreme methods, with a partner who does not like the leading lady, and a play called Temper. Denver, no sir. He's about to go outside and bark. There was a subplot towards the middle of the book that veered off into this direction that I thought was going to meet up again somewhere at the end, and it never did. And I feel like I know what that was supposed to imply, but I wish that it had been more obvious. Not obvious, but I wish it had been confirmed. I think I know what she was trying to do with it, but it didn't hit. And so that was kind of disappointing. I was waiting for the end for there to be this like big twist or this big reveal, and there wasn't. It was a dramatic ending. It was very dramatic. But again, it didn't all tie together for me. Like I felt like there was just some structural problems that if they had been worked through before this was published could have been really effective and could have been really good. But it just didn't go there. So anyway, I've started reading The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker today. I think I'm about 40% into it. So at first I thought I had been spoiled on this because we have alternating points of view. One is Chrissy. She's 8 years old. She just killed a little boy. And we're following her. And then the second is Julia, I think. But within the second chapter and in the premise on Goodreads, it says this is the same woman. Julia is Chrissy 20 years later. And we don't know why she has a different name or anything like that. But we know she has a daughter and she is coping with being a parent. 8-year-old Chrissy. I gotta say, I love how the characterization is in here. I like how she's written. I like how there's little moments where she talks about how when she killed this little boy, the first line of this book, the little boy is dead. So that's absolutely not a spoiler. It felt like candy. It felt like fizzy soda pop or like sherbet. And it gives it this like tingling feeling. And she brings up that feeling every time the investigation into the murder of this little boy is brought up. Anytime she lies to the police or she gets away with something, she gets this feeling that's like, ugh. But then after, she starts feeling like she wants that high again, like she wants to feel like a god. And she talks about how there's this secret clock that's ticking away inside of her that nobody knows about until she'll have to do it again, until she no longer feels like a god. And I just feel like it's fucked up. Like that's so messed up and scary. And I like the description of it. I like her descriptions in general. There was one line that I really liked where her mom got some bad news or something and she turned flat like plastic pretending to be glass. Like I just love that description. It just really made me picture that in my mind. So the writing's good. And then we have adult Chrissy, or Julia, who has her own child. She's clearly like trying to be a good mother, but she's still trying to understand what happened when she was a kid and why she is the way she is. Molly was walking along this wall and she fell off and this other mother just like rushed up to her and started comforting her. And she was like,
oh my God, I didn't even know I was supposed to do that. Who does that?
And then the other mother whispers something into Molly's ear and she's like,
damn, I don't know what she said to her and I can't copy it now. What do you say to someone if they're hurting? I don't know.
All she does is copy other people's behavior, which I really like because I feel like that's true. It feels true to life. It feels real. And we're also getting some insight into her own childhood and her relationship with her mother. There is starting to be this discussion about nature versus nurture, which I love. So yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. It's a pretty deep character dive, so I am enjoying it. So yeah, that's kind of the update for now. I'll check back in later when we watch the movie. And we're already mad. Already mad at this movie. We're like 1 minute in. Okay, I'm starting to feel like I was a little bit overly ambitious with this TBR. I did finish The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker, and I absolutely loved it, you guys. It was so freaking good. I don't even know where to start about reviewing it, but she definitely takes a stance on the nature versus nurture theory, and I really enjoyed that. And there's certain parts of it that I'm like, either she's really ahead of the game, or maybe didn't make sense, or maybe, you know, I'm just overanalyzing as usual as far as the characterization of Chrissy goes. Basically, when we go back and forth and from perspectives, when we're in Chrissy's perspective, we're in action, we're in what happened and the motivations behind that. And I love that you can totally tell this is an 8-year-old, even though she is very manipulative. She doesn't understand certain things about the adult conversations around her. She has these ideals about life that are completely misguided and childlike, which are driving her actions and her behavior. So it's really, really interesting. And then when we get to Julia's perspective, we're learning about the implications of all of those things that happened to Chrissy or to her as a kid, and how she's dealing with what she went through in her parenting as she is trying to learn how to be a parent to her daughter as well. She doesn't understand human emotion and empathy still as an adult, and she is trying to figure it out. The story is about so much more than a child killer, and I love that. And it's not normal social commentary where it's like explicitly talking about certain things through this story, but it's social commentary in the way that it makes you think about it, and the way that it makes you think about human behavior and human relationships and interactions. It was really well done. The writing was beautiful. I'll put up some quotes up here that I really enjoyed of this. And it's not like, it's like, it reminds me of Gillian Flynn's writing, where it's not overly flowery, but she's very specific with her choice of words when it comes to metaphor and simile in such a way that it just really creates this scene in your mind. Does such a great job of emphasizing whatever it is that she's trying to say in that moment. And so I think the writing is just absolutely top notch. The execution was top notch. The ending was perfection, and just like heartwarming in a way that I never would have expected to get out of this. So I would definitely recommend this one. I'm giving it 5 stars. Very happy to have read it. Finally got a 5-star read for this readathon. And I'm moving on to, what is it called? Something About the Best Friends by Lucinda Berry. I'll put it up here. I kind of started it, but I'm having trouble concentrating. I'm doing school stuff, and there's a lot of other stuff going on right now too, so it's just been a lot. But I'm really excited to get back to that in the reading sprints later tonight. We're doing reading sprints on Beth's channel, so I will keep up with you then and hopefully get a good chunk of that book done, because I want to read 2 more books, and today is Wednesday, and so I have today and tomorrow, and I want to read 2 more books. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd like to.
Or before meeting Elizabeth, the word Riley never jumped out at me at all. I literally find it,
and it's everywhere.
Every book.
Yeah.
It's day 7 of the Losers Club readathon, last day. I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't read as much as I wanted to, but granted, I have a lot going on. I started The Best of Friends by Lucinda Berry yesterday. I finished it this morning, so let's talk about that. This is fulfilling the prompt for secondhand book. I bought this at Half Price Books, and then I also had the audiobook. This story is about these 3 women who have been best friends their whole lives. All 3 of them had sons at the same time as well. So there are 3 sons who also are best friends. So we have 2 different levels of best friends. This book comes at you from the get-go with 13 characters split between these 3 families. So I was really confused at first. What I ended up having to do was make a list and a character breakdown to figure out who was who and what the hell was going on. And I had to keep referencing this because the way this is told is each chapter is a different perspective from one of these 3 women. The premise is that their 3 boys were hanging out one night. We hear a gunshot. One of the boys is now dead. One is in critical condition, and the other one is not talking. He's in this fugue state where he can't communicate. He is obviously tormented by whatever happened, and nobody knows what it was. So we're going back and forth between these mothers. You're trying to remember which one was her son. Is he dead? Is he in critical condition? Is he the one that won't talk? What's going on? All of these mothers all have each different things going on in their lives as well, and siblings and things like that. So it's very much like a domestic thriller. It is a compulsive read because it makes you, because you just want to know what the hell happened. And so I was in it to figure out what the hell happened. I need to know. Just straight from the beginning. I had to know. So it is pretty fast-paced. The chapters are short. Lucinda Berry's writing is great. This doesn't go as much into psychological stuff as her other books that I've read, but still had a good time with it. And then there was this one last twist at the end, the last sentence where I was like,
I'm sorry, what?
I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. I forgot about another reference, and it does go back and connect something that's previously stated in the book. And so that was kind of a cool little twist, although maybe a little unrealistic. Generally, though, I had a good time. I don't know what to rate this, though. I'm between 3.5 and 4 stars on this one, so I'm not really sure what I want to give this yet. Before we move on, let's just look at my original TBR, because I got to figure out what I'm doing from here. So this was my original TBR. Of that, I've read Temper, which I had read on the cover. I did the movie watch, 1922. I've read my secondhand book, which is The Best of Friends. I made a drink, which I'm counting as the wine that I had for the movie watch. I did not read Recommended by King or Female Lead. I did read School Setting, First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker, my 5-star book. I did not read Book by a Favorite Author, the Ruth Ware book, which is just not realistic at this point. I have like half a day left. I did read The Buddy Read, 1922, and I did not read The Creepy Setting. So as of right now, without overlapping prompts, let me see, I have 6 prompts completed, which would put me at what level? This puts me in between Town Regular and Resident. So do I want to go for Resident? Do I want to double up? Here's the thing. The other books on my TBR right now, I'm just not feeling. I actually did start a different book, but I've been going back and forth as to like whether or not I want to count this towards this, if I should just call it here. I guess I can see how far I get through it. I started reading Lakewood by Megan Giddings. This could be female protagonist, so it could work for that. I'm on chapter 4, and I have just about 5 hours left of the audio. Can I finish that today?
Do it! Just do it!
I don't know if I can. I mean, if this was the only thing I had to do, I think I could, but I have to watch a movie for my film class at the very least and get that done. That's like minimum 2 hours. Can I finish this? I think I'm gonna try. And I'll let you guys know the next time I see you. So I was able to finish Lakewood before the end of the readathon at 11:50 at night with 10 minutes to spare. So let's talk about Lakewood a little bit. This book, I don't think I gave you an intro to it, but it's written by Megan Giddings, and it's social horror. It's about class, it's about race. We're following Lena, whose grandmother just died. Her mother's been sick her whole life. And also it's set in Michigan, which is cool because I'm from Michigan. So that was kind of interesting. And the whole time there are a lot of these parallels to Flint, Michigan, which if you know anything about like the water situation there, that's kind of integrated into the story. So that was kind of cool. Her grandmother dies and she has all of this debt. So she wants to help her family. And so she signs up for these experiments where she is going to be tested on, given these pills, given whatever. It's different every time. She's with a group of people in here. The premise of this book was great. This kind of reference to actual historic things about brown and black people being taken advantage of without their consent for experimental reasons. Like, this concept was, first of all, terrifying and also real. It also alludes to the fact that there is racial bias in hospitals. People presume that if you're brown or black that you have a higher pain threshold, or that you're coming in looking for meds or something like that because of these systems of power that have been set up throughout time and which still have effects today. So yeah, it's a really heavy topic, and I love social commentary. I love reading things about this because it's so easy to tell a story about because it's so close to real life. But I did have some issues with this. It felt like it was not centered. It was not focused enough on what it was trying to focus on. The resolution was anticlimactic. We didn't get the information that I wanted to get, and it felt like the points of this novel that could have been the climax, the big thing, the twist, the reveal, whatever, was just kind of overlooked. The end felt really rushed. I felt like there was some issues with execution with this. Amazing premise, not the best execution, although I don't think it was terrible. I'm giving this 3 stars. I would still recommend it. I want something like this, but done differently. I wanted to know why they were being experimented on. That was never revealed. It was never for any specific purpose. It was just, hey, we're going through these experiments. I appreciate the discussions about poverty and race and the implications thereof. There's also a theme of like, how far would you go for the people that you love? And based on your socioeconomic background, your race, other things that are working against you, how hard it is just to have a good life. You know, it's like running uphill the entire way. So I love that social commentary. I love what it had to say. I just wish, like I said, this had like a more focused idea that was able to be realized through this story, which I don't think was necessarily done. So that's a wrap for the Losers Club readathon. I ended up hitting 7 prompts, wanted to hit 10. I didn't get the key to the city, but I did become a resident of Derry, which I'm still very proud of. My favorite book for this entire week was definitely The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker. I highly encourage you to pick that up and read it if you haven't already. If you like creepy children, this is like the perfect. Some of my favorite books have this trope and this theme, and this one was no exception. I thought it was so well done. I loved how it ended. I loved the writing. It was gorgeous, and it was chilling and disturbing and just freaking amazing. So definitely recommend this one. Out of all of these, pick that one up. I had so much fun with this, with everybody, even though I had a lot going on outside of this. It was so great to get to talk to everybody, and that sense of community that things like this bring is why we do this, because we get to talk about books and we get to geek out together. And so I want to say thank you to everybody who participated in this readathon with us. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to Ashley and to Beth for including me in this. And hopefully this won't be the last time. We'll have to see if this is going to be a recurring thing. Let me know in the comments, did you participate? And if you did, what was your favorite read? And with that being said, you know what I'm gonna say. Don't forget that life is short. So read Riley. Cheers and goodbye.